Before I start, I wanted to show you a small little 7-minute video that we did last year for the Corporate Council in Africa forum on investing in Ethiopia, just to give you a snippet of some of the different incentives and so forth. So,
beautiful place on our planet, a place of hospitality and age-old culture, a place proud of its history and looking forward into the future. Strategically located at the crossroads of Africa, Asia and Europe, Ethiopia is a nation quickly emerging as an African tiger economy. Today's Ethiopia is a vibrant African nation of diversity, culture, energy, movement and opportunity. Its bustling capital, Addis Ababa, is the political capital of the African continent. Here are some of the reasons why you should consider investing in Ethiopia. Ethiopia is already the 5th largest economy in sub-Saharan Africa, calculated in purchasing power parity terms. Next to South Africa, it is also the largest non-oil dependent economy in all of Africa. The IMF recently singled out Ethiopia as the fastest growing non-oil dependent economy in Africa. Over the past 5 to 6 years, the Ethiopian economy grew by an average of 11.8% per annum, while exports surged by 25% a year. The nation's GDP almost doubled in 3 years, rising from 131 billion Ethiopian birr in 2006 to 246 billion Ethiopian birr in 2008. Ethiopia is the second most populous country in Africa with a population of 18 million people. With over 60% of the population under the age of 20, the nation offers one of the youngest and fastest growing labour forces in the world. With well thought out development policies, Ethiopia is one of the most politically stable countries in Africa. Apart from a short-lived period of inflation in 2008, Ethiopia has one of the most impressive track records of macroeconomic management in Africa. Its proximity and preferential export access to the major markets of the European Union, the Middle East, Asia and the African continent makes it a logical hub for export-oriented productive industries. Virtually all exports of Ethiopia enter the European Union market duty-free, while the nation can export over 7,000 types of products quota-free and duty-free into the United States. Ethiopia holds immense potential for the development of large-scale agriculture. Out of the nation's total land area of 113 million hectares, about 56% is suitable for cultivation, and currently the country is offering 3.7 million hectares of land for large-scale commercial farming. Ethiopia is already the 2nd largest exporter of cut flowers in Africa, globally recognized as the original home of the coffee plant and the continent's largest producer. Coffee exports topped $525 million in 2008. Ethiopia is also the 4th largest exporter of sesame seeds in the world, the largest honey producing country in Africa, the biggest exporter of livestock in Africa, and the 4th largest beeswax producer in the world. In April 2008, the nation launched the Ethiopia Commodity Exchange, a first-of-its-kind initiative in Africa with a vision to revolutionize agricultural marketing. With 14 major international rivers flowing across its territory and supplying over 85% of the Nile waters, Ethiopia's hydropower resource is particularly impressive. The nation is poised to become a major exporter of electric power to neighbouring countries and locations as far away as the Middle East and Europe. The tourism potential of Ethiopia is impressive, with a combination of natural, cultural and historical attractions rarely matched by any one country. One of the oldest airlines in Africa, spanning over 60 years, Ethiopian Airlines has become one of the continent's leading carriers. Manufacturing has attracted hundreds of millions of dollars in investment. The country's greenstone belt offers one of the finest areas for gold mineralization anywhere in the world. As one of the world's least studied countries, there are significant opportunities for oil and natural gas prospecting in the 4 major sedimentary basins of the nation. The World Bank Group's Doing Business report for 2010 ranks Ethiopia as one of the top 10 best places to do business in Africa. The government of Ethiopia offers highly attractive incentives. Investors in the priority sectors of agriculture, agro-processing, textile and garments, leather products and manufacturing receive exemption from income tax for up to 7 years, 100% exemption from the payment of customs duties on all investment goods, duty-free imports of spare parts, capital goods and raw material inputs needed for production. The government of Ethiopia offers preferential access to land. It also, through the Development Bank of Ethiopia, arranges for a low-interest loan amounting to 70% of the investment capital upon presentation of 30% personal equity, without any collateral. Ethiopia's investment regime is among the most liberal in the developing world. Foreign investors can freely remit profits, dividends, principal and interest on foreign loans, and fees related to technology transfer. Corruption is almost entirely absent, and foreign investment in Ethiopia is safe and guaranteed by law. The Ethiopian Investment Agency offers a one-stop shop for investment licenses and permits, which can be obtained in a matter of hours. Ethiopia continues to invest in the human and physical infrastructure needed to further sharpen its competitive edge. There's much more to Ethiopia than you can possibly see in one presentation. Ethiopia is a place where you can live, work and make a profit. The government and people of Ethiopia welcome you to invest in the multitude of opportunities that exist in our country. Come and be a part of an African tiger economy in the making.
Thank you. I know right at the end you saw the runners. I know the Kenyans are upset, so I apologize. Let me get into why that was all about for you private sector guys, just to get the point of what investment in Ethiopia is all about and some of the incentives. But the fundamentals, if we get into the fundamentals, Ethiopia has gone from being one of the poorest countries in the world to the 5th fastest growing economy in the world in 2010. And the fundamental things, and this is a non-oil-based, non-mineral-based economy, and one of the few countries on the continent that is on target to meet the Millennium Development Goals. Now, how did we do it? The key things are vision, leadership, and above all, courage. Next, please. It's a small story. His name is Ababa Bakila, and he is the first African to win a world Olympic gold medal. And he did it in 1963 in Rome. And as you can see, he was running bare feet. Now, when he started the race, they gave him a pair of shoes to wear. And he wore them, and he started running. But it didn't fit well. So he stopped the race, took the shoes off, and started running. So what it means is, he did it his own way. So in his honor, I'm going to take my shoes off. The first thing, and I think our Honorable Deputy Prime Minister was at one of the premier radio stations this morning, I can't say which one, explaining about what Africa needs to grow. And one of the key things is investing in young people. So in terms of education, some of the numbers to go through, and these are numbers from 2006 to 2010. Primary school enrollment, 55% in 2000, 98% in 2008. You invest in your people, you invest in your education, you guarantee the rest. Secondary school, 400 schools in 2002, over 1,200 schools in 2009. Higher education, we had 3 public universities in 2000. As of this year, we have 33 public universities and another 10 more to go. And this is outside the private sector universities. The health, your people are not healthy, they're not productive. And thus, on the health sector, in terms of investment in the health sector in the Ethiopian people, we've gone from about $1 billion birr a year in investments in the health sector to over 4.5 billion birr in 2010. And the results show encouraging results in terms of maternity mortality, infant mortality, and under 5 mortality in terms of the progress for the last 5 years. This is one of the most invested in sectors in the country. And when we started investing in this sector back in, I think it was 2002, 2003, some of the experts outside told us, you're too poor to invest in all this power. Why do you need all this power? But against that advice, we invested in 3 hydropower dams, and from about 400 megawatts in 2003, we've gone to over 2,000 megawatts in 2010. And yet, we still have power shortages, with power growing at 15% a year, and out of that 15%, 70% is commercial consumption. It's a new industry taking up that power. By 2015, Ethiopia plans to generate 10,000 megawatts of power to other neighboring countries, so the Kenyans can finally switch on and have cheaper power. In terms of moving on, the potential, and this is for you private equity guys, 45,000 megawatts of hydropower potential in Ethiopia, 10,000 megawatts of wind turbine power, and 5,000 megawatts of geothermal power still to be tapped. The second biggest consumption of the government in terms of infrastructure is roads. The total road network has gone from 29,000 kilometers in 2000 to 49,000 kilometers in 2009. Telecom, I'm sure the MTN guys are paying attention now. The telephone lines have gone from 231,000 in 2000 to over 1.2 million telephone lines. This is landlines. And in terms of mobile subscribers, we've gone from 17,000 in 2000 to 6 million in 2010. Now, these figures are 2010. The government has just come out with another 5-year plan. They call it the Growth and Transformation Plan. I'm not going to go over those numbers. I want to save it for when we meet in 2016, so I can tell you where we are. But before I finish my presentation, I have something special. There he is. This is my 6-month-old son. And his name is Gabriel. Hi, Gabe. And yesterday when we were sitting in that room, in that very powerful room, I felt, I wish I was there. I wish I was there at that time with all those amazing people. And how come I missed it? So I didn't want my son to miss this one. So I brought him along to meet you all. So uncles and aunties, this is my son. There we go.